it's pretty historical that whenever I come out with a new product, Sydney Game Fishing Club is the first to hear about it and know about it. I'm doing a lot more developing now because my stepson Len is back in the business. He's doing a really good job, which has given me lots of time to deal with the medical issues of an old man and do a whole bunch of developing. So that's pretty exciting stuff. So I'll just cross over to the new lures, which some people might have heard about. This lure is pretty much everything to do with lures all in one lure. It's actually keel weighted. So that's actually what the weighting is. It's got a lot denser on the bottom of the lure than it is on the top of the lure. So people sort of have a look at a lure and they go, I like that. You know, that's a good looking lure. Fish don't think like that. Fish actually don't. If they think through their lateral lines, which is all about vibrations and pressure waves and stuff like that. And certainly the lateral line picks up everything to do with the boat and the lure long before it can actually see the lure. So the sonics and vibrations are really, really important. So with this lure, we've actually got jet holes of different sizes. So as the lure goes through the water, it's got cavities around the sides. The air goes through there, and there's actually 3 different sonics. So altogether, there's 12 of those jets, and plus those who can know about the fish print lures, they're also very similar sort of jet head, where the jets are larger in the front than they are at the back, which I call Venturi jets. It actually sits on the bottom of the lure, which is much larger in the front than it is in the back. The other thing is my background is actually in the clothing trade. And many years ago, I worked for a company called Speedo. And for those of you who followed the Olympic swimmers, there was a thing called shark skin, a swimsuit called shark skin, which they used in the Olympics. Thorpe blitzed it, got a whole bunch of records. And I think within 3 years, they banned it. Now, shark skin is basically by having a rough surface on the outside. And that's what we've got with these lures. They're actually quite rough, which actually traps air bubbles and almost doubles the vibration that goes out in the head. Also increases the bubble trail to some extent, but it does increase the vibration and keeps the vibration going longer for the whole time the lure is underwater. With most lures, they actually dive down with a huge bubble trail, then they run out of bubbles before they come back up to the surface. You all would have seen that. This will actually, and that means the vibrations are pretty much going as it's coming to the surface. The rougher skin makes sure that it continues to happen. But the problem with all these types of lures, like the Venturi jets in the original fish prints, the sonics aren't really that loud. They go a long way, but to compound it and increase it, you really need to troll more than one of these sorts of lures, which is why we always recommended with the fish prints, troll a full pattern of them. Now, most of you in the game club won't do that because you've got your favourite lures, you're not going to change them. So you'll only ever troll one and maybe have a bit of success on it or not. But trolling 5 of them, the guys absolutely blitzed it. Probably not going to change you guys, but that's pretty much what the situation is. Once you've caught a couple of fish, you tend to not change. And even the lures are pretty much generational. The guys who started off with the original Pakula lures in the mid and late 80s still use them. They won't change. Then the next guys who used the next lures, which were the power heads, they still use those. They won't convert to the jets, and the jets are by far the best of all those sort of ranges because they're keeled and also have jets. But once you're locked into a type of lure, a brand of lure, it's very rare for people to actually change. The Hailey's Comets will be available in the fish prints and normal colours. And so far, the results have been pretty good. Very happy with the way people have reported running them. So they're in the range and they'll keep going.